Hello and welcome to another edition of Mocs News. I'm Mellisa Braswell.
And I'm Phillip Jones. So how did your weekend go?
It was pretty good. I got my refund money, so I kind of went on a shopping spree.
You just got your refund check?
Yeah, it came a little late, but I went, spent some money, went shopping.
I wish I got my refund check. Yeah. A second one. Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a look at the campus news. Enhancements are continuing in the newly finished campus pedestrian mall, which extends from East 5th Street to Vine Street in the area between the University Center and Grody Hall. Trees, plants, and other enhancements will be added in the coming weeks. Also, within the next few days, the new Student Wellness Center design should be approved by the State Fire Marshal. In other campus news, Dr. Dennis Plastid, professor in the Department of Philosophy and Religion, will present the seminar An Account of the Unclean in Leviticus, which it will be held in Hall 305 from 3 to 4:30. The seminar is free and open to the public. Also on Wednesday from 3 to 4 in the Lookout Mountain Room, there will be a workshop sponsored by graduate students to help students understand what it takes to apply to graduate school. Many things will be covered, including writing the statement of interest, finding financial support, and admissions tests.
All right, let's take a look into local news. Buck Wild Saloon and Grill was recently given a 3-day suspension on its beer license. The bar was cited for not keeping their premises clean. Co-owner Jim Striker is expected to appeal the decision. Also, UTC student Brian Wallace is receiving credit for helping with a fire that destroyed his neighbor's home. Jack Braswell was outside his home blowing leaves when suddenly he saw flames shooting from his garage. Wallace rushed over and managed to save several of his neighbor's items before the house was completely demolished. He is also credited with helping to stop the spread of the fire to neighbors Nikki Ramsey's home across the street.
All right, well, let's take a look at national news. President Bush is expected to speak tomorrow about America's energy and oil dependency in his State of the Union address. About a year ago, President Bush said, quote, America is addicted to oil, unquote, and set a goal for the year 2025 to replace 3/4 of today's oil imports from the Middle East. He also urged for more alternatives to oil and for more efficient use of energy. However, many people believe he is not holding true to any of this. Congress recently approved opening a large new area in the Gulf of Mexico to drilling, and earlier this month, Bush lifted the ban on oil and gas drilling in Alaska's Bristol Bay. To hear more on this issue, you can catch the State of the Union address tomorrow night.
I will be watching that. In international news, China reportedly conducted an anti-satellite weapons test earlier this month by using a ground-launched missile to destroy an old Chinese weather satellite. Senator Joe Biden, who is running for president of the United States in 2008, does not think we should overly worry right now, but thinks that President Bush's policy on weapons in space should be reviewed.
All right, well, let's take a look at sports. The men's tennis team played Tennessee Tech yesterday at the Hickson Racquet Club and won the match 7-0. They will play UT Knoxville in Knoxville on Friday at 7:30 p.m. The men's Mocs basketball team played Wofford in Spartanburg, South Carolina this past Saturday. The Mocs were ahead 38-29 at halftime, but the Wofford Terriers outscored the Mocs in the first 2 minutes of the second half 13-3 to take a 1-point lead. The Terriers pushed their lead to 58-50 and won the game with a final score of 66-63. The Mocs will host the College of Charleston this Saturday at 2 p.m. And the Lady Mocs will be in action against Georgia Southern at the McKenzie Arena tonight. Tip-off is at 7 p.m.
All right, go support your Mocs. Also, yesterday was history in the making in the NFL as Tony Dungy and Lovie Smith became the first 2 African-American coaches to take their team to the Super Bowl. The Indianapolis Colts will take on the Chicago Bears on February 4th in sunny Miami, Florida in South Beach as they play to become the league's best in Super Bowl 41. All right, so who are you going to be rooting for in the Super Bowl?
I think I'm going to have to go with the Colts. I'm a Peyton Manning fan. So.
You are?
And what about you?
I'm going for the Colts. I think it's time for Tony Dungy to get one. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it is sunny in Miami, but let's see how it looks here in Chattanooga. Let's take a look at our 3-day forecast. It's going to be Friday today. Well, Monday is going to be partly cloudy, high of 50 and a low of 34. On Tuesday, it's going to be mostly sunny, a high of 48 and a low of 31. And on Wednesday, it's going to be partly cloudy, a high of 54 and a low of 34. So it's going to be quite changing of weather. So.
All right, well, that's it for this edition of Mocs News. You can catch us Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12:30 on Comcast Channel 3 or on demand at www.mocsnews.com. I'm Mellisa Braswell.
And I'm Phillip Jones. You guys have a great day.